Series 200, Chapter 200.64 Using Capital Letters, When to Capitalize. Part 1 of 2, Using Capital Letters. Goals of learning. What are capital letters? When are capital letters used? Common pitfalls using capital letters, and then summary. What are capital letters? As you see here, these are capital letters. English is an unusual language. Many languages do not have small and capital letters, but English has small and capital letters, and it's only a very few places where capital letters are used. This is capital A, this is small a, this is capital B, this is small b, capital C, small c, and you can see all these letters in our presentation, capital and small letters in English. However, in this discussion, in this lecture, we will learn about where do we use capital letters when we are writing English. What is capitalized? When we talk of capital letters, the question arises that what should be capitalized? In almost all cases, only the first alphabet of the word and not the whole word is capitalized. So when we say that we have to capitalize so and so situation, we only capitalize the first alphabet of the word. We may capitalize first alphabet of many words, and we will show you the examples, but it's almost never that you capitalize the whole word or the whole sentence. There are very few exceptions, and we will talk about those exceptions at the end of this discussion. So when to use a capital letter in written English? I have developed an easy guide that will help you remember the basic rules to capitalize in English. I have written two spellings here, capitalize with a Z or Z here, and capitalize with an S. In some countries in the world like America, this is the language or spelling used. In other countries like England and India, this is the spelling that is used, and there are a few more words like this where the spellings are different, so know what is the spelling that is used in your area, but in this presentation we will use this spelling. An easy way to remember as to what to capitalize in written English, I have developed a system which will help you remember what to capitalize. And that system is that think of objects and names in terms of whether they are outside the house or they are inside the house. So things that are outside the house versus the things that are inside the house. There are some objects and things and names outside the house that are capitalized. There are some objects and things and names inside the house that are capitalized. Let's first look at outside the house things that are capitalized. The first is that the name of the house. See, what we will do, we will go out of the house and we will look at each spot to see what is capitalized or not. So the first thing is, if the house that say has a name, it is given a name, then that name is capitalized. The first alphabet of that name is capitalized. If the name of the house has more than one words, then the first alphabet of all the words in the house's name are capitalized, and I will show you example in a moment. However, if the word house or home is used in general terms, then it is not capitalized. For example, if you say or if you write, I like to keep my house clean or my home clean, then the H in house or home is not capitalized. Similarly, if we say that in writing that we write that she has a big house, the H in the house is not capitalized because it is being used in general terms. But if this house or home had a name, then that name will be capitalized as shown here. This is the name of my ancestral home called Shanti Graha. So S in Shanti and G in Graha will be capitalized. So the sentence, my ancestral home Shanti Graha is located at the end of the street. Another example. We know White House. It's a house which is given the name. It is where the American president lives. So the W in white is capitalized and H in house is capitalized. So it is no surprise that the White House is a house white in color. See, the H of house here is capitalized because it's a part of the name of the house. But the H here is not capitalized because it is being used in general terms. Just as I discussed earlier, color is spelled in a different way. This is the American spelling, this is the Indo-British spelling. So whatever country you are in will spell color either this way or that way, and there are many such examples which we have presented in a separate presentation. Have a look at that presentation of different spellings in different parts of the world. Now coming back to capitalization, we saw that the house is capitalized or the name of the home is capitalized or the name of the house is capitalized. So now what I will do, I will walk out of the house and one by one we will go to the street, to buildings and stuff like that. So let's go to the next step. The name of the street is capitalized. So when we talk of the name of a street, an avenue, a boulevard, a highway, if it has a name, then the first alphabet of each part of the name is capitalized, and I will show you an example in a moment. This should read alphabet. When we talk about street or avenue or boulevard in general terms, then the first alphabet is not capitalized. Like, I live on a wide street. Here there is no name for the street, so S is not capital. He lives on the avenue next to mine. Again, the word avenue is used in general terms, so the A is not capitalized. Compare this with this example. British Prime Minister lives at 10 Downing Street in London. Downing Street is the name of a street in London. So the first alphabet of Downing, that is D, and S of street is capitalized. Another example. I live at Rose Gardens at 72 Melbourne Road in Perth, Australia. Melbourne Road is the name of a road. So M in Melbourne and R in road is capitalized. Just to tell you that these R in Rose, G in Gardens, P in Perth and A in Australia are also capitalized, and I will talk about those in the next few minutes. But here we are talking about names of streets. So the underlined part is the name of the street, and that's where we are focusing on, that why M in Melbourne is capitalized and R in road is capitalized, because that is the name of a road. Next example. American presidents live at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington DC. Washington DC is the name of the city, but the name of the avenue is Pennsylvania Avenue, so P in Pennsylvania and A in Avenue is capitalized. So we came out of the home, we saw if the home has a name, that is capitalized. Then we saw the name of the street, avenue, boulevard are capitalized. Now on the street are buildings. So if the building is named, then the first alphabet of the name of the building, or the first alphabet of different words in the name of the building, are capitalized. Like here, the Pearl building is on the next street. P in Pearl and B in building is capitalized because it's a name of a building. Same way, this is the name of a building, Shangri-La Towers, so S in Shangri-La and T in Towers is capitalized in the sentence, the most beautiful building in the city is Shangri-La Towers. Another example. Empire State Building is the name of a building in America. So E in Empire is capitalized, S in State is capitalized, and B in building is capitalized. See, the whole word is not capitalized, whole sentence is not capitalized, only the first alphabet of all the words in the name of the building are capitalized. And here the Empire building is 103 stories high is a correct statement. Not only name of buildings but name of official buildings are also capitalized. Like here, the Parliament opens in May for the tours. P in Parliament is capitalized because Parliament is an official building. Another example, you cannot enter Navy building without a pass. Navy building is an official building which has the headquarters for the Navy. So even though the building does not have a name, like we have Taj Mahal, that is a name of a building. We have Air India Towers, that's the name of the building. We have, I told you, Empire State Building, that's the name of the building. The Navy building doesn't have a name, but because it's an official building, it is capitalized. N in Navy and B in building is capitalized. Another example, National Library of Congress is closed for renovation, that's a sentence. National Library of Congress is an official building that houses the Library of Congress, and so N in National, L in Library and C in Congress are all capitalized. Remember, 2 alphabet words and 3 alphabet words are not capitalized. Definitely 2 alphabet words like of, and, in, at are not capitalized. For 3 alphabet words there are different rules, but here we are talking about name of official buildings, and we see here that National Library of Congress is an official building, and N, L and C are capitalized in National Library and Congress words that represent an official building. Besides official buildings, name of historic sites are also capitalized. The first alphabet is capitalized, as we see here. The Pearl Harbor Memorial, which is a historic site, harbors the Museum of the War on Pearl Harbor. So Pearl P, harbors H, and memorials M are capitalized. Another example. On April 13th, 1919, many peaceful people were shot at in Jallianwala Bagh and died. Now Jallianwala Bagh is a historic site, so the J in Jallianwala and B in Bagh are capitalized. Name of government departments are capitalized. So when we say Defense Department is next to Ministry of Foreign Affairs on the same street, you can see D in Defense and another D in Department is capitalized because those are the names of a name of a government department. Similarly, M in Ministry and F in Foreign and A in Affairs is capitalized because Ministry of Foreign Affairs is a government department. Another example, his uncle works as a liaison between the Central Intelligence Agency and the Intelligence Bureau. Now Central Intelligence Agency is a government department. It's a branch of the government. Same is Intelligence Bureau. So C in Central, I in Intelligence and A in Agency are capitalized, and I and B in Intelligence Bureau are capitalized because these are the branches or departments of the government. Not only the official buildings and official departments are capitalized, even official titles are capitalized. So in this sentence, on my visit to the city, I met Colonel Narayan and Brigadier Smith. C in Colonel and B in Brigadier are capitalized because these are official titles. You can't tell yourself to be a Brigadier or Colonel unless you have that official title. Another example, Raj is the cultural attaché at the embassy. He is one of many cultural attachés at the Ministry of External Affairs. So cultural attaché is an official title. When we are talking of the title, official title, see the C in cultural and A in attaché are capitalized. But when we are talking of the same term in general terms, here in the second part of the sentence, he is one of the many cultural attachés, this is not being used specifically to somebody's designation or title. This is being used as a routine word, so the C and A are not capitalized. Of course, we saw earlier that name of government departments are capitalized. I won't repeat that. So official titles are capitalized unless they are used as a common word. See, we started from the home, we walked out, so we said the home, if it has a name, the name is capitalized. Then we talked about the street is capitalized. Then we talk of the buildings, if the buildings have a name, they are capitalized. If they are official buildings, they are capitalized. If they are official departments, they are capitalized. If they have official titles, people have official titles, that is capitalized. So after the street and all the buildings, let's go to the city. The names of the cities are capitalized. So in example, why is Venice called the city of lakes? V in Venice is capitalized. Another example, do you know that Vatican is a walled city, a city that is surrounded by walls? So V in Vatican is capitalized. Another example, streets of Gondal are still paved with cobblestone. Cobblestone is like that brick, stone brick in the street. So G in Gondal, because it's the name of a city, is capitalized. So the name of city, village, etc. are capitalized. But when we talk of city in general terms, it is not capitalized, as is seen here in the example. All large cities appear the same. So here the word city is not capitalized because it's used as a general term. After the name of the cities, name of the states are capitalized. So out of all states, Rajasthan has the most colorful dresses, with Gujarat coming a close second. So R in Rajasthan is capitalized and G in Gujarat is capitalized. Another example, my cousin lives in Kent. Kent is the name of a state in England that is east of Dorset. Dorset is the name of another state in England. So K in Kent is capitalized and D in Dorset is capitalized. But when the state is being used as a common word like another state, the S is not capitalized. So the name of the state is capitalized, but if the word state is being used as a common term, then the S in state is not capitalized. Then the names of the rivers are also capitalized. For example, at 4,000 miles or 6,437 kilometers, river Amazon in South America is the longest river in the world. Here Amazon is the name of the river, so A in Amazon is capitalized. Another example, at one time 1 in 5 humans in the world lived near river Ganges or Ganga of India. Now it is 1 in 7. So Ganges or Ganga is the name of a river, so G in Ganges or G in Ganga is capitalized. Names of named mountain peaks, valleys and lakes are capitalized. So at 8,848 meters or 29,029 feet, Mount Everest is the highest mountain peak in the world. So this is the name of the mountain, Mount Everest. So M in Mount and E in Everest is capitalized. Another example for lake is the holiest lake for Hindus is Lake Mansarovar and is in southwest China. So L in lake and M in Mansarovar are capitalized because it's a name of a lake. Another example, during the month of March, Happy Valley at Taragarh is full of colorful flowers in bloom. Colorful flowers in bloom means the flowers are opening and they are beautiful. Happy Valley is a name of a small mountain, but it's a name, so H in happy and V in valley is capitalized. And Taragarh is a much bigger mountain range, so the name T in Taragarh is capitalized. So names of mountain peaks, valleys, lakes, they are capitalized. name of countries are capitalized. Next is that if we write the name of a country, then the first alphabet in the name will be capitalized. For example, this is a sentence: Security Council of United Nations has 5 permanent members including United States, Canada, France, United Kingdom and China. So these are the names of the countries. United States, so U and S is capitalized. Canada, C is capitalized. France, another country, F is capitalized. United Kingdom, another country, U and K are capitalized. And same way with China, C in China is capitalized. Another example: United Kingdom, England, Great Britain and the UK are different names for the same country. So this country has 4 names, and whenever we write any of these names, the first alphabet of that name is capitalized. So U in United, K in Kingdom is capitalized, E in England is capitalized, G and B in Great Britain are capitalized, and UK is an abbreviation of the name, and both U and K are capitalized. See, remember we came out of the home, we talked about the name of the home is capitalized, we came on the street is capitalized, we came to the buildings, we saw which buildings are capitalized, we looked at the name of the city is capitalized, we went from city to state, the name of state is capitalized, then we went to the countries, the name of countries is capitalized, and then we come to continents. The world is divided into 7 continents. Some consider it 5, but because they mix 2 continents, so 7 continents are Asia, Africa, Australia, Antarctica, Europe, North America and South America. So these are continents. The world is divided into 7 parts, and they are Asia and all these names that are here. So A in Asia is capitalized, A in Africa is capitalized, A in Australia is capitalized, A in Antarctica is capitalized, E in Europe is capitalized, N and A in North America are capitalized, and S and A in South America are capitalized. Just some additional information, because some people consider North America and South America as one. They say there are 6 continents, and some people say because Asia and Europe are connected, so that's 1 continent, so it becomes 5 continents. So next example: since they are connected by land, some consider Asia and Europe as 1 continent and call it Eurasia. So you see, A in Asia, E in Europe and A in Eurasia are all capitalized. So the name of the continents are capitalized. The world is also divided in different sections depending on the direction: north, east, west, south. So when we talk of that section of the world, then that section's name is capitalized. To give an example, cyclones are very common in Southeast Asia and Central Caribbean countries. So Southeast Asia represents a part of the world which is in the southeast of Asia, and so S in Southeast and A in Asia is capitalized. Same way, Central Caribbean, both the C's are capitalized. But remember, if we are talking about 4 directions like east, west, north, south, they are not capitalized. If we are talking about simple direction, that I am going north, or say some countries south, then we are not capitalizing those. But when we are talking about the sections of the world, then we capitalize the names of that sections. Another example: Some predict that the Third World War will start in the Middle East, but they could be wrong. Middle East is the section of the world which has a few countries in it, and because it's a section of the world, M in middle and E in east are capitalized. Next is names of old civilizations are capitalized. So when we talk, at one time Harappa, that is almost 4000 years old, was considered the oldest civilization. H in Harappa, which is an old civilization, is capitalized. Let's continue. Then they found Mehergarh and Bhimbetka. These are two other old civilizations. So M in Mehergarh and B in Bhimbetka are capitalized. Another example. Evidence suggests that Sumerian civilization could have existed thousands of years ago. Sumerian is an old civilization, was an old civilization, so S in Sumerian is capitalized. After seeing all the things outside our house, till the street, buildings, cities, state, country, continents, sections of the world, let's go outside the world, and the names of celestial bodies is capitalized. So the bodies that are in the sky as planets, etc., if they have a name, then the first alphabet of that name is capitalized, except the names of the sun, the moon and the earth, which are not capitalized. Remember that S in sun is not capitalized, M in moon is not capitalized, and E in earth is not capitalized. This is important. So remember that the first alphabet of sun, moon and earth are not capitalized. Now let's look at examples of celestial bodies where the first alphabet is capitalized. Let Venus, Jupiter and Mars have a kind eye on all living. Blessed the priest. So here the priest said that let Venus, Jupiter and Mars have a kind eye on all living, and V in Venus, J in Jupiter and M in Mars, when you write this sentence, these three are capitalized because they are name of celestial bodies. Another example, I could see the rings of Saturn using my high powered telescope. Now Saturn is a planet, and you can learn more about various planets from Sun, Jupiter, Earth, all those in another presentation where we give you introduction on astronomy. But Saturn is a planet which has rings around it, and so the rings of Saturn is a celestial body, and R in rings and S in Saturn is capitalized. So till now we saw, and I will summarize that for you, we walked from out our house or any house, we went out and looked one by one at things around us which are capitalized, starting with the name of the home, name of the street, name of the buildings, name of the official buildings, titles of official people. Then we looked at city, name of cities, name of states, name of countries, name of continents, names of sections of the world, name of rivers, name of mountains, names of peaks, names of valleys, names of lakes, and then names of celestial bodies and names of civilizations, all are capitalized. Now let's go inside the house to see what is capitalized. I hope this is interesting and you'll never forget it once you learn it like this. Who is inside the house? I am inside the house. Good. So letter I, when referring to oneself, is always capitalized. So when we say I do not know what you are talking about, I is capitalized. Or if we say how can I tell you the answer when I myself do not know it, the I here and the I here, both the I's are capitalized. These are capital I, this is a small I in talking, but this I and this I are capital. So I is always capitalized. Second thing is G in God is always capitalized. So unless the God is being used as a word in common reference, G in God is always capitalized. For example, he asked God why him. We are referring to God. But the God was silent. Again we are referring to God. So G in God is capitalized. Another example, he thinks he is God. Now we are not referring to God, but we are referring to his feeling. So the G in God is not capitalized. So when we refer to God, G is capitalized. Same way when we use the word Lord in place of God and we are talking about the Lord, that is the God, then the L is capitalized. But when we talk of Lord in general terms, it is not capitalized. We saw the word I is capitalized, the word God is capitalized. Now let's extend a little further, and names of holy texts are capitalized. For example, books like Ramayana, Bible, Mukti Sutra teach us the lesson of love for living and forgiveness for all. So R in Ramayana is capitalized, B in Bible is capitalized, Mukti Sutra has two words, so first alphabet of each word is capitalized. So M in Mukti and S in Sutra, that is by Guru Ramdas, both of them are capitalized. If we were using the word the, say we were talking about the Bible, then T in the Bible will also be capitalized because they are both parts of the same name. So each alphabet, first alphabet in each word will be capitalized. So the name of holy texts is capitalized. Let's go a step further. Words like saint and prophet are capitalized. So here we see an example. Out of many saints, Saint Peter is the most famous and Saint Paul most favorite. See, here the word saint is used in a common term, out of many saints. So S is not capitalized. But when we talk of a particular saint, then S is capitalized along with the name of the saint. Another example. Start of Islamic calendar corresponds with the Prophet Muhammad's immigration from Mecca to Medina in the year 622 AC. AC means after Christ. So here the P in the word prophet is capitalized. So the name of saints and prophets is, first alphabet is capitalized. Then titles like Nobel Prize, Bharat, Ratna or any other title is also capitalized, and the example is C.V. Raman was awarded Bharat Ratna for his work in astrophysics. In 1930, he also got Nobel Prize for Physics. So, B and R in Bharat Ratna are capitalized, and N and P in Nobel Prize are capitalized, and they are the titles, they are the rewards. Another example, it is a little known fact that Alfred Nobel, after whom Nobel Prize is named, was also the inventor of dynamite. So here N and P in the word Nobel Prize are capitalized. Names of languages are capitalized. There is some evidence that Sanskrit may be the oldest spoken language on earth. So Sanskrit is a language, so S in Sanskrit is capitalized. Latin comes close second, so L in Latin is capitalized. Another example, Sumerians may be the first to ever have developed a written cuneiform language at around 2000 years BC, that is before Christ, that is over 4000 years from now. So here the Sumerians who developed a language is capitalized. Because cuneiform language was not a specific language, there were other cultures who used cuneiform language where you use a pointed beveled edged instrument to write. So the word C in cuneiform is not capitalized. You can learn more about Sumerians in our another presentation on past civilizations, and it's a very interesting topic. But here we are talking about capitalization, so the names of languages are capitalized but not the common words. See, inside the house, let's quickly see what we saw. I is capitalized, G in God is capitalized, holy texts are capitalized, then rewards are capitalized, languages are capitalized, name of languages are capitalized. Then let's go beyond the holy books and go to routine books. Titles of books are capitalized. When the title is written on front of the book, the first alphabet in each word other than two-letter words are capitalized. Now these are some examples. These are three names of three books, and you see that the first alphabet is capitalized. The first book's name is The Story of Mankind, so T in the, S in story, and M in mankind is capitalized, but of is not capitalized. Rarely it can be capitalized, it depends on the writer, but routinely it is not capitalized. Another book was Why Are We Born? So W in Y, A in R, W in V, and B in born are capitalized. See, this is a two-letter word, V, but it is still capitalized. Words like that are prepositions and two-letter words like at, on, off, am, etc. are not capitalized, but other two-letter words can be capitalized and should be capitalized. Another book, the title of the book is The Final Warrior of the Northern Plains. You can see the first alphabet in all the words that form the name of the book are capitalized. names of magazines are capitalized. Here are name of three magazines, and you see R in readers and D in digest is capitalized. It's a name of a book. Chanda Mama is name of a Hindi magazine. Reader's Digest is an English magazine. Chanda Mama is a Hindi magazine. So C in Chanda and M in Mama is capitalized. There is a Spanish magazine by the name Spanish Media, which talks about various Spanish media. So in this magazine's name, S in Spanish and M in media are capitalized. Names of movies are capitalized. So there is an English movie, Guns of Navarone. So G in Guns and N in Navarone is capitalized. There is a Hindi movie called जिस देश में गंगा बहती है, country where river Ganges flow. But this is a Hindi title, so all the first alphabets of the title are capitalized. Another example, it's a French movie called The French Connection, and you see again the first alphabet in the name of the movie. All the words in the movie are capitalized. Another children's movie, Finding Nemo, F in Finding and N in Nemo are capitalized. Now, titles of presentation like the one you are seeing right now, the titles are capitalized, and these are three examples of other presentations. One is called Learn English Through Gujarati, so the first alphabets are capitalized. Another presentation is How to Live a Happy Life. All the first alphabets again are capitalized. A is usually capitalized. It may not be capitalized, but it depends on the author's choice. But whatever you do, you should be consistent throughout whatever you do. So suppose there were two A's in the name of some title, you can't have that one A will be small and the other A will be big or capital. Either both should be small or both should be capital. Another title is Yoga, the Ultimate Solution. Y in yoga, T in the, U in ultimate and S in solutions is capitalized. So these are the names of presentations. Titles on the presentations page are capitalized. Like the best example I can show you here, see the T in titles, P in presentation and P in page is capitalized. Similar examples are like titles of some other pages, proper use of capital letters. So first alphabets, P in proper, U in use, C in capital, L in letters is capitalized. Same way, first alphabet of first word of a new sentence is capitalized. This is the title of the presentations page, and you can see again the first alphabets are capitalized, but two letter alphabets, there are too many like of, is, they are not capitalized. Titles of news articles are capitalized. So there is a news item in a newspaper which says severe thunderstorm ravages the country or county. So the first alphabet in severe, T in thunderstorm, R in ravages, T in the, and county C are capitalized. And you can see that when you look at an English newspaper, you will immediately see that the title of the news, the first alphabets of all the words are capitalized. Another news headline is 7 lost at sea. So again you see the first alphabets in all these words are capitalized except the two letter words. Two letter words and three letter words, there are different rules for them, but if two letter words are prepositions, is, am, then they are not capitalized. With three letter words, be consistent, either capitalized all three letter words or don't do any. You can't have one three-letter word capitalized and the other one not capitalized. Next is name of newspapers is capitalized. These are four newspapers: the Daily Times, Washington Herald, Morning News, and Economic Times. And you see the first alphabet of all the names is capitalized. This is what I was talking about previously, that two letter or two alphabet words like as, an, is, be are not capitalized, but for any reason if you have to capitalize all or none. Here is an example where no two letter words are capitalized. Like it or not, I am who I am. See, the two letter words here are not capitalized. But if you have a book title or something and you write it like this, like it or not, I am who I am, this is equally good, but there is consistency. Three alphabet words, it should be words here. Three alphabet words like the, and, but, may not be capitalized to match other non-capitalized two-letter words. Other three-letter words other than these are capitalized. Whatever you do, be consistent in your whole writing. Now let's look at some very important other areas or other words which are capitalized. To recapitulate, inside the house we saw that I, when somebody is talking about oneself, that I is capitalized, G in God is capitalized. Then we saw the holy texts are capitalized. Then we saw the titles of the books are capitalized, titles of the movies are capitalized, titles of the newspaper or news headlines are capitalized, name of newspapers is capitalized. Then we saw that presentation titles are capitalized. Then we saw the top line on the presentation pages is capitalized. And now let us look at some more very important rules where the capitalization is done. First letter of the first word of a new sentence is capitalized. So all new sentences always start with a capital letter. This is a sentence, why are we born is the question. So W in why is capitalized. Those who serve others have inner peace, said Guru Ramdas. So T in, which is the first alphabet, don't look at other parts of the sentence, but just look here that the first alphabet of the first word of a new sentence is capitalized. Days of the week are capitalized. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all the first alphabets are capitalized. But when we talk of the day as a routine or as a common term, then we don't capitalize. It is said it is a bright day today. So here we are talking about a routine day. There is no name for that, so it is not capitalized. Months of the year are capitalized. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, all the first alphabets of all these names are capitalized, as you can see here. But when we talk about month in common terms, like when we say which is the shortest month of the year, the month M in month is not capitalized. Or when we say 7 months in a year have 31 days, M in months is again not capitalized. So the names of the months are capitalized. First letter of all proper nouns is capitalized. You can learn more about nouns in our presentation on nouns. And there are two types of nouns, common nouns and proper nouns. And proper nouns are identify a place, person or thing, and with proper noun we exactly know who we are talking about. So when we say I told Suresh and Jill to meet me in Mumbai, Suresh is a proper noun, Jill is a proper noun, and Mumbai is a proper noun. So the first alphabets in S in Suresh, J in Jill, and M in Mumbai is capitalized. If I wrote I told him and her to meet me in the city, then there are no proper nouns. So proper noun is the name of a person, of a place or a thing. Another example is Taj Mahal in Agra was made before Red Fort in Delhi. So these are proper nouns. Taj Mahal, so T and M are capitalized. Agra, proper noun, A is capitalized. A Red Fort, proper noun, capitalized. D in Delhi, because it's a proper noun, it's capitalized. First letter of all words in a proper noun are capitalized. So names of homes is capitalized because it becomes a proper noun. Home is a common noun. When we say White House, it's a proper noun. So the name of the homes, names of famous homes, names of projects, like we say Nangal project, so N is capitalized. Names of movies, dramas, holy shrines, because they are common now, they are not common nouns, because all the once you name them they become proper noun. So all the names of all these are also capitalized. Again, once we name a street or city or state or country or historic building, then it becomes a proper noun, and first letter of all words in a proper noun are capitalized. So when we say Taj Mahal, it's a building, T in Taj is capitalized and M in Mahal is capitalized. First letter of wars or treaties is also capitalized. Name of historic treaties like NATO is capitalized. Warsaw Pact is capitalized. We will see these examples later in part 2 of the presentation. Name of famous wars like First World War, Indo-Pak War, the Spanish War, all the first alphabets of all these are capitalized, and again we will see them in part 2. Name of oceans like Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, Arabic Ocean, they are all capitalized. Designation of a person if precedes the name, like we say President of so and so, or we say President Bush. So P in President and B in Bush will be capital. When we talk of companies, there are presidents in the companies also, and for company designations the company decides what they want to do. Sometimes they use capitals, sometimes they don't use capitals. For president mostly they use capital, but say for vice president they don't use capital V or capital P, other companies do. So be aware of what the company policy is. But if you capitalize, you won't be wrong. L of the word Lord when referring to God is capitalized. Honors bestowed like Lord, Sir, etc., they are capitalized. Again, first letter of words in proper nouns like languages, we saw it earlier. E in English, H in Hindi, S in Sanskrit, A in Arabic, C in Chinese and J in Japanese, all are capitalized because these are the names of languages. Names of civilizations are again capitalized, like H in Harappa, M in Maya, P in Persian, E in Egyptian. They are all civilizations. There was a Harappa civilization, there was a Maya civilization in South America, there was a Persian civilization in Iran, there was an Egyptian civilization in Egypt, and so all these names are capitalized. Designation as saints and prophets, when followed by the name, are again capitalized, and we saw it earlier. Names of companies and trademarks, unless they are registered as small alphabet when they registered their company, are capitalized. So H in Hindustan Aeronautics, H and A are capitalized. M and S in Mittal Steel are capitalized. G and M in General Motors are capitalized. P and H in Pizza Hut are capitalized. And sometimes the companies register names in a strange way, like GlaxoSmithKline. Not only the first alphabet, the alphabets in between are also capitalized. But because that is how the company is registered, that's how we write it. Actually, this company became one by merger of three different companies at different stages. So they kept those companies' names as they were. So whatever the trademark or the company name is registered, we use that. Otherwise, we capitalize the first alphabet of each word. Companies like eBay, where you can sell and buy old stuff. Company like iPhone, iPad, they registered with small initial alphabet, so we don't capitalize them. Proper nouns can sometimes be converted to an adjective or adverb, and then that converted adjective or adverb is also capitalized. So we capitalize America, A in America, but if we talk of American values or American pie or American custom, then because we are adding quality to that pie or that custom, it's an adjective, but it is still capitalized. So similarly, Indian, Roman, Russian, Chinese, Japanese, Armenian, German, and there are many, many more. But they all came from these nouns, and so they are also capitalized. The adjectives which are derivatives of nouns are capitalized. Here is an example. From America, the term derived is American. So Washington is a true American hero. So A in American is capitalized. George Washington got the country liberated, America liberated from the British, so he is considered a true American hero. So this sentence, Washington is a true American hero, A in American is capitalized. From Rome is derived the word Roman. So there is a sentence which says, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. It's like a proverb, and you can learn more about proverbs in our presentation on proverbs. So Rome, R in Roman is capitalized. Russia, the word derived is Russian, and there is a sentence, Russian czars. This word is called czars. Russian czars had Fabergé eggs that are worth millions today. These Fabergé eggs are historic eggs, very, very expensive, painted eggs. So coming back to capitalization, R in Russian is capitalized. So adjectives derived from nouns are also capitalized. Let's go a step further. Sometimes we write a sentence with a bracket, like here. He beamed with joy, in bracket, he had never seen me before when I met him the first time. If there is a complete sentence inside the bracket, then we capitalize the first alphabet, as here. He had never seen me before is a complete sentence, so we capitalized H here. So the first alphabet inside a bracket, if it's a complete sentence, unless it's a proper noun, is capitalized. Next sentence. He acted as if he has never seen me before, bracket closed, strangely to me. It's a full sentence. If you don't use the what is written in the bracket, he acted strangely to me, is okay. But the sentence in the bracket is not a complete sentence. It's as if he has never seen me before, is not a complete sentence. So it is not capitalized. Another example. Prolonged fever could be because of many infections, and in the bracket we have written malaria, typhoid, tuberculosis. These are all proper nouns, so all are capitalized. So inside the bracket, capitalize if it's a full sentence, capitalize if it starts with a proper noun, but do not capitalize if it's an incomplete sentence. Let's look at capitalization when we write inside parentheses. These are called parentheses. When we used direct voice, what some person said, we quote that person without changing it, then it is called direct voice, and you can learn more about direct and indirect voice in our other presentation. But here the first alphabet inside a parenthesis, this is called a parenthesis, is capitalized. He said, let's go. He said, let us go. So L in let is capitalized. Kennedy said, this is President Kennedy in 1960s. Kennedy said, think not what your country can do for you, but think what you can do for your country. This is his famous quote, famous thing he said. Because it is in parenthesis, the first alphabet of the beginning of the sentence is capitalized. Think T is capitalized. Remember, this is a very good quote. Think not what your country can do for you, but think what you can do for your country. Earlier I talked that I will talk about exceptions to the rule, but before I go there, let's quickly recapitulate that we first talk about things to capitalize when you are out, which exist outside the house, things that exist are outside the house, like road, city, state, country, and all those things. Then we looked at things inside the house that need capitalization, like word I, word G in God, and holy text, and all those things, languages. Then we looked that in writing, we saw many examples that proper nouns must be capitalized, any type of proper noun. We saw the just now we saw that in parenthesis, if something is there, it should be capitalized. If it's in bracket, when it should be capitalized, etc. So we had a very good discussion about where to capitalize. In the beginning of the discussion, we said that only the first alphabet of the word is capitalized, and in all the examples we saw that only the first alphabet was being capitalized. But in certain situations, you can capitalize the whole word or the whole sentence, and here is an example. If you are using an abbreviation, abbreviation is a short form, then the whole abbreviation is capitalized. So when we talk of BC, which means before Christ, both B and C are capitalized. When we talk of AC, after Christ, AC is capitalized. When the word in abbreviation are separated by full stops like BBC, which stands for British Broadcasting Corporation, all the alphabets are capitalized. Another example, WHO is an abbreviation for World Health Organization, so all the three alphabets of WHO are capitalized. And this capitalization is not limited to number of alphabets. Another example, UNICEF stands for United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, and you see all the alphabets in UNICEF are capitalized. So when you are using abbreviations, you capitalize all the alphabets. Here is an example. Lord Christ was born about 2000 years ago. It is now 2014. So Lord Christ was born about 2000 years ago. Time before that is called BC or before Christ, and time after his birth is called AC or after Christ. So BC and AC are capitalized. Another example, UNICEF, or in the bracket United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, is a part of the UN. UN stands for United Nations. So UNICEF, also called UNICEF, and UN both are capitalized. Movie and books names, sometimes authors capitalize all alphabets in the title, on the cover of a movie or DVD or a book. Like here are two examples. There is a DVD, the title is 25 Myths About Diabetes Busted, and all alphabets in that are capitalized. And this is a video about myths in diabetes. So all the alphabets in the title are capitalized by the author. Another example is a book. There's a book called Dad's Pregnant Too, and the author decided to capitalize all the words on the cover of the book, and that is fine. So what we learnt in this lecture? We learnt many things. I can't summarize all of them here, but I will try to highlight some of them. Beginning of a new sentence is capitalized. The word I and G in God is capitalized. All proper noun and proper noun based adjectives are capitalized. Celestial bodies, holy texts, old civilizations, first alphabet is capitalized. Titles of newspapers, magazines, movies, first alphabet is capitalized. Major rivers, mountains, valleys, first alphabet is capitalized. Government buildings, positions, government departments, capitalized. Company names, trademarks, designations, capitalized. First alphabet inside a bracket and first alphabet inside a parenthesis are also capitalized. Always remember the exceptions. We discussed those exceptions throughout this discussion. This ends part 1 of using capital letters. Once you are well proficient with this one, go to part 2 of using capital letters. But this part gives majority of the information about using capital letters. Part 2 has more of exercises, so enjoy your learning, share it with your friends, share it with others throughout the world. This is free for now and always.